Was he a monster or a misunderstood leader?
I will become the highest man in the armed forces, general, and also I will be president of this country.
A patriot or a genocidal maniac?
I think they will be sitting like they are sitting on the fire.
What will you do to them?
Okay, you will see.
To some, he was Africa's strongest ruler. To others, he was a butcher who turned Uganda into a graveyard. But one thing is certain, he was a man who stopped at nothing to rule. A man who claimed he was sent by God, yet sent thousands to their deaths.
I will not reconsider my decision of executing Mr. Hills tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
A man who called himself the last king of Scotland, yet ruled with terror.
Are you not afraid of interviewing the conqueror of the British Empire as you are British? You are not afraid of...
This is not just history, this is a warning. Idi Amin's exact birth date is unknown, but historians place it around 1925 in Koboko, Uganda. He was born to a poor Kakwa family, his father a farmer, his mother a herbalist and spiritualist. She would later become one of his most trusted advisors, fueling his belief in mysticism and destiny. Amin had little formal education, but his towering 6.4 feet frame and sheer brute strength made him a perfect soldier. In 1946, the British recruited him into the King's African Rifles. That's where his hunger for power began. Amin was a warrior. He served in World War II, then in Kenya during the brutal Mau Mau uprising. His specialty, ruthless, merciless combat. The British noticed. They promoted him despite reports of his brutality against civilians. In 1962, Uganda became independent. Milton Obote became president, and Idi Amin, he became his right-hand man. But power breeds ambition, and betrayal was just a matter of time.
Members of the Uganda Army and Air Force decided to take over from the civilian role because of the last arrangement which were made by the Dr. Apollo Milton Obote to disarm the whole tribe of Uganda except his own tribe Langi and Acholi.
At first, Amin was seen as a savior. He promised prosperity, economic growth, and unity. He assured Uganda that the military was just there to restore order.
I am not ambitious of standing for power, but my job is that I want to hand over the government clean to somebody who is coming into power. All these corruptions, and then when he comes, he will have a good, he will know everything. Even I will brief him clearly. This is what we have got with the commission of inquiry report, and how much he has got to hand clean government to him. And that's what I want, and then I can go back to barracks.
But behind the scenes, something terrifying was happening. Amin's paranoia spiraled. He saw enemies everywhere. First, he eliminated Obote's supporters, then his own ministers, his intelligence services, especially the State Research Bureau, became instruments of terror. It's estimated that Amin's regime killed over 300,000 people, dissidents, intellectuals, even his closest allies. Uganda had become a graveyard of fear. In 1972, Amin made a shocking decision. He expelled over 80,000 Asians from Uganda, giving them just 90 days to live. These were the backbone of Uganda's economy: shop owners, traders, business leaders. Amin believed he was liberating Uganda's economy.
Actually, I took this decision for the economy of Uganda. And I must make sure that every Ugandans get a fruit of independence.
Instead, he crippled it. Within months, food shortages spread, inflation soared, and Uganda fell into economic ruin. The Entebbe raid was a global humiliation for Amin. Israel had outmaneuvered him. His reputation, already feared, now became a global joke. The world turned against him. In 1972, Amin made his biggest mistake. He invaded Tanzania, but he underestimated their strength. The Tanzanian army, alongside Ugandan exiles, struck back with force. By April 1979, Amin's rule was over. He fled to Libya, then Iraq, and finally Saudi Arabia. For 24 years, Idi Amin lived in exile, protected by Saudi Arabia. He never stood trial, never faced justice. In 2003, he died of kidney failure in a hospital bed, far from the land he once ruled with terror. His legacy: a brutal lesson in power, paranoia, and the dangers of dictatorship. But Uganda has risen from the ashes, and its story is still being written. What's the most fascinating fact about Idi Amin Dada? Let us know in the comments section.
I am not ambitious of standing for power, but my job is that I want to hand over the government clean to somebody who is coming into power. All these corruptions, and then when he comes, he will have a good. He will know everything. Even I will brief him clearly. This is what we have got with the Commission of Inquiry report, and how much he has got to hand clean government to him. And that's what I want, and then I can go back to barracks. And you will be surprised to see that I am first African who is not ambitious to hand over power to person and then take again order from him. If I am still all right here, you come back, you will see that you come back when the next man into power here, you will see me, I'm coming, saluting him and obey his order.